Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today is my first, technically it's a voice reveal, but it's also gonna be a what if. You're currently gonna be seeing you're gonna be seeing play, and we're gonna be playing a game, and I'm also be showing you pictures every once in a while. Currently I'm playing this. I'm not the best, but don't mind that. So let's get into some stuff. NT mode, okay, I can't buy that yet, but I'm actually gonna change the pictures so you guys know what's going on. Hopefully it continues recording. Crap, please don't go to my home screen. Please don't go to the home screen. Please don't go to the home screen. Okay. That one, that one. Okay, yeah. In the Seiyu, Naruto has long hair, and he also wears a different outfit. The outfit being the one he's wearing in the picture. That's his main outfit. That's the outfit he wears. He don't wear that one he wears in the originally. He keeps his hair long. Also, forgot to mention the Seiyu, what if Naruto was was spiritually connected to other anime characters, other characters, other people. He's basically spiritually connected. They're not dead where they come from. Like, the people who he becomes are not dead. Unless they are dead. They're not technically dead if where they're from, they're not dead in. They're just spiritually connected, so they can still learn more, and he can still learn more from them. Um, Also, in the Seiyu, the Uzumaki clan is not dead. There's a lot more Uzumakis in this one. What else is there? There's also that Minato's parents, I mean his dad's dad and his dad's mom are from the not Uzumaki, are from the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan. So he's a Hyuga, Uchiha, and what's it called? And the last one, which is Uzumaki. I'm sorry, I hit a brain fart. But yeah. Hopefully I can finish the recording this time. Every single time I try doing recording, I mess it up. I'm just gonna see if do it. This video is not gonna be scripted at all. If you think I should start scripting them, tell me. I probably will start scripting them. Crap! It's got freaking purple stuff. I got purple chocolate over my hands now. But um, I already think I have some of the first part like scripted in my head, so I already know some stuff's gonna happen. There was a lot of these stuff's gonna happen off the top of my head. In this AU, Naruto is a swordsmith, so he has this tattoo on his right hand. I mean on his left hand. Three swords in this AU. A swordsmith has one to three swords in her hand. One being amateur, two being like overall like an average swordsmith. Three being amazing. Like if you want to get a sword, yeah, it maybe costs some more than usual, but it's gonna be a really high quality sword. He doesn't actually use swords yet. He just makes them. Um, I think that's all. Please tell me it's all. Um, Everything else I don't forget, I can probably explain in the thing. Except his hair. So his hair, when it's down, because this is when it's up, he usually has it up like that. When it's down off his thing, it's about as long as Neji's. I think Neji's down to his, a couple inches above his hips. I don't know how long his Neji is, but I'm gonna say it's as long as Neji's. Because this hair right now is actually down to his shoulders when it's up in a ponytail, like that. But yeah, so I think let's begin. Everything happens like normally. Naruto is still hated by the village, by only like half the village. Half of the other half of the village that doesn't hate him are treats him like a hero. Half of the other half treats him like a hero, and the other half treats him like any old kid. He does get bullied a little bit more by half that does hate him. He's not since he's not hated by everyone. He's generally good at chakra since he trains a lot more. He considers the shadow clone jutsu and all that. He considers shadow clones because one of the shinobi who were teaching him one day accidentally taught him it. Um, what's there? There's yeah, I think that's all. It happens like normally. He's also his chakra level is about the same place as Sasuke's is. Now Sasuke's not so in this AU. There's a lot of other people around Sasuke's level, like Neji's around Sasuke's level, and Joe's around Sasuke's level in their class. Let's say, um, let's say not Kiba. Yeah, let's say Kiba's around his level too. Not Kiba's he out of the four, Kiba's the worst, being in third place. Neji's the second, and Sasuke and Naruto are tied for first. He doesn't have a crush on Sakura. I mean, if he wanted to, he can, but I don't think it's not too many people like that ship. Vote in the comments who you think it should be, or if you don't really care who it is, just guess in the comments who you think who is it gonna be. I don't give a crap about gay ships. It's a different whole universe, so it doesn't have to be a canonly ship. What else is there? If they do make it a gay ship, I'm gonna turn the thing into sort of like in the Megaverse. It's gonna have different rules, but yeah. Speaking, he's pretty good at chakra and all that, as you know. One day, after he classes the test, he gets his teams Sasuke, him, and Sakura. Sakura's on the half that hates him, so she's really mad about it. Sasuke's on the half that treats him like a normal kid, so he didn't really care too much. Um, yeah. Also, he does have the nine tails. That's why I hated. But yeah, that's always happens. Um, yeah. So when he gets his teams, everything happens like normal, except before the land of waves are trying to find the cat. He climbs a tree. He has this. It goes to Tsushima. Once right before you complete the first arc, you get this little grappling hook thing. You can grapple into things and pull you places. He made one of them for himself. He's pretty good at it so far, but he made one of those like a grappling hook. He can pull people towards him, and he can pull himself towards things. He's got to climb a tree. He's not that good at chakra control. And once he gets to the top, he grabs the thing. They're doing this while a storm's happening. He gets struck by lightning. The tree that he's on gets struck by lightning, and he falls out, passed out. When he wakes up, he realizes he's not in a hospital, not on the ground, not in a house. He's in like a dungeon. Dungeon being a dark, being like a not like a moss color. Really, the ground's really wet, and he sees a bunch of people. All of them blacked out though. Then he sees one person not blacked out, but he does also, and then he also sees a big fox sleeping. He thinks the fox is faking because he doesn't think he thinks the fox is faking because he's in a big cage. But he definitely thinks the fox is faking, so he's a little careful with his words when he's talking to the kid he sees that's not blacked out. He walks up to the kid he sees that's not blacked out and asks him his name. Hey, what is your name and where are we? Hi, my name is Zetsunu. I'm technically we're in your mind. My my mind. How do you hear then? Well, I'm here because I'm spiritually connected to you. Don't ask me what it means. I just found out too. This place is mind place. You can control the time, how fast time moves, and here, and all that. You can do that all you want. It's in your head. Now, the set time is every minute that passes in the real world, an hour passes in here. So if we were to be standing here for a whole day, you would think it'd be a day, but it only passed 24 minutes where you come from. You can change that time span. You can either get here by meditating, or sleeping, or getting knocked out into this place, which is how you're here right now. You can also talk to us. Just start talking in your head, and if you want us to hear, we hear anyway. If you think you want us to respond, we'll probably will respond. But yeah, but why? Wait, why are they all blacked out? Oh, they're blacked out because you have to find a way to remember them. You have to do something that makes you remember them. What do you mean makes you remember them? I mean, I was also struck by lightning. So both of us are struck by lightning, so it makes you remember me when you're struck by lightning. That makes some sense. I see on your hand you have a sword maker tattoo. Pretty good at it too, aren't you? Naruto looks down, responds with, I guess so. I mean, I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it for a long time. Well then, do you wanna... Well, I want you to make yourself a sword. Wait, why? Never even used a sword before. Well, maybe one of my abilities you'd have to have a sword for do. Well, I technically only have two abilities I can teach you right now, which being used to you. But the rest of them I'm not that good at. I'm a little bit better at the first one I'm gonna teach you than the second one, so I'm gonna keep off with teaching you the second one so you match with the first one. Naruto hesitantly like, okay, and then he wakes up. He's not passed out anymore. He didn't get sucked into a coma, but no, he does wake up. It's only been a minute in the real world, so they're still on their way to the hospital. Naruto falls off the back because Naruto struggles off Sasuke's back and he falls onto the ground. Kakashi surprisingly asks, "How are you awake? You just was struck by lightning a minute ago." Naruto's responds with, "I don't know, because I am now. I think I'm fine." Sasuke realizes that something happened to his hair. His hair, when he got struck by lightning, his hair fell out of the ponytail, but the tips of it has orange squares. Hey Naruto, what happened to your hair? Like just changed? Did it really? You got Naruto looks at his tips and he does see that it changed. Naruto really confused. He asked to tell Sasuke, "When I figure it out, I'll tell you." As they Once Naruto gets home, he starts forging himself a sword. Once he finished forging the sword, when he finishes forging the sword, he makes two swords. One being the short blade. He's pretty good at assassination, and he thinks if he made two blades, you can use one for assassination. The swords he made would look like both like this. Crap! I just deleted the swords. Click undo. Crap! I didn't click undo in time. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause the recording for a minute. I'll be right back. So, I found a different sword I'm using. I'm using Jin Sakai's sword. It's gonna be there's a reason for it, and it's gonna be fun to find out soon. He gets Jin Sakai as a character, a spiritual connection, pretty early off. So he's gonna have Jin Sakai's sword. Actually, let's do this. When he makes Jin Sakai's sword. When he does, he looks at it and he unsheaths it. He feels something in his bones. He feels like he's getting something like a deja vu. He feels like you've seen this thing before. He goes and meditates. He goes into his little mind space thing, and he sees another person unblackened. Just before going to that guy, he goes over to Zetsunu and asks, "Hey Zetsunu, who's he?" That guy, his name is Jin Sakai. Making the sword you made reminds you of his sword. That's exactly the same sword he means where he comes from. So now you have to remember. Now you can also use his abilities. Where he comes from, he's known as the Ghost. Now it's gonna take you a long time before you can take on the personality of the Ghost. The Ghost is a samurai which became an assassin. But I guess something good you can do. I guess you could do this once you learn the abilities of the Ghost. You could always go and you can always hide your personality, become like the Ghost, and do missions as the Ghost. You could do that. But yeah, I'm surprised that's the way you found out about him. Well, yeah, we'll continue on a little thing. I can teach you the first sword. Now, I'll teach you some. If you would actually go to Jin Sakai first, he can teach you the basics of sword fighting. He goes over to Jin and introduces himself. He introduces himself as, "Hello, my name is Naruto. I'm Jin Sakai. Where I come from, I'm also a lord. I'm also considered a Lord Sakai or the Ghost. I'm like nice to meet you. Now, number one, I guess I'm going to teach you. I guess what do you guys? I'm guessing you came over here to ask me about how to teach you about the sword. Yes, I am. Okay, then let's get training. After it's been like a day in the little area, he's been after 24 minutes of meditating, it's been like a day. He's gotten really good at sword fighting pretty fast. He's gotten to the point where he can learn. He's learned all four of the main sword stances of all four of the main four sword stances of Ghost of Tsushima. He has the stone stance, the water stance, the wind stance, and the moon stance. I didn't save these into my phone as what I'm doing since just being him getting Jin Sakai wasn't supposed to happen this early, so I guess I'm just putting like I'm just switching. So he knows how the four sword stances. He hasn't learned the ghost thing yet. He also so he goes back over to Zetsunu and because Jin has to take a break and he has to go back to his world because he has to do something. He goes back to Zetsunu and Zetsunu tells him how where you come from, you use chakra. Where I come from, I use something called breathing techniques. We don't use chakra. No, none of the people here. Well, some of them may. Some of the people here may use chakra. I'm pretty sure someone here uses anti-chakra, which would pretty fun to but I don't know I don't know if there is or not. So then he goes off to teach him about how lightning breathing works. He teaches him the first stance of lightning breathing. And after it's been another 24 hours, or in the area, so it's been 24 minutes. Another 24 minutes, so he's been meditating for almost an hour in the real world. He gets used to using lightning breathing, and he can do basics of the first form. He goes on to start learning the second form of lightning breathing. I mean, not the second, the seventh form of lightning breathing. But he can't learn it that good because his teacher. I'm just gonna say this right now. I didn't watch the train arc yet or read the train arc because I'm not that far in the manga yet, and I've only watched the first season. I haven't watched that movie yet. I was planning on watching it, so once I do watch it or get that far and can read it, he will learn it. Naruto will learn it. Naruto will have that ability too. No, undo. Jesus Christ. Uh, yeah. One day, once he goes on, so so they finally get a C rank mission. It's the Land of Waves. The guy who they had to take the Land of Waves. While in walking, Naruto spots something on the ground. It's a pond, like a little puddle. Naruto and Kakashi spot it this time. Kakashi, Naruto asks Kakashi about it. Not that loud. As he does, he throws a kunai behind him, like little. He gets a kunai knife and he throws it at the pond, realizing it's not there anymore. Really wondering what happened. He sees Kakashi go. He sees Kakashi supposedly die. He jumps back and draws his sword and gets into the stone stance. So I forgot to add. So there's also one more stance. It's beginner stance basically. It's where you put the sword in front of you. You stand in a normal position and you have both hands on your sword. It's the most common stance in overall fencing. I'm pretty sure. Actually, maybe the only stance in fencing. I'm gonna call that stance the I'm gonna call that stance the earth stance, or is it the earth stance or the dirt stance? Probably the earth stance. He into the earth stance. Both swords in front. He puts two hands on the sword. Put the sword in front of him, and he gets ready to fight. As he's fighting with the guy, one guy, he tells Sasuke to protect the bridge builder. He dodges as he does. He, as he does, he kicks one. He kicks the guy. He dodges the thing. He kicks the guy in the knee. As he falls, he stabs him. He stabs him right in the stomach. As he pulls out the sword, he lets him bleed out. He walks over. As Kakashi grabs the guy. He gets out the mini sword and slices both his backs of both his guy's sides. I don't know what it's actually called, but he grabs the little sword he had, meant for assassination. What the sword's actually meant for is for killing yourself if you ever break a law as a samurai. But what Jin Sakai uses for assassination, so will he. So he does, and he puts a knife to his throat. Naruto asks, "Who are you working for?" The guy responds with, "I'll never betray my allies." Naruto slices his throat, saying, "Now we know you have allies," and they continue walking. Naruto senses, as they continue walking, when Zabuza shows up, Naruto already sensed him, and right before, as the sword's about to get swung, he throws his grappling hook to a tree and the Shadow Clone Jutsu, so making it so he's not there anymore. He can't get hurt while in battle, and he tries to make a plan for assassinating Zabuza. While Kakashi's fighting, he tells the Shadow Clone to make more Shadow Clones. He does. He helps with it, and it's not a Shadow Clone in the tree. Making a plan. Once Kakashi gets stuck in the once Kakashi gets stuck in the water prison, Naruto finally figures out a way to. He will just jump down and stab him in the head. Hopefully he can hide the chakra for long enough. Once Naruto jumps, right as Naruto jumps, his last Shadow Clone got killed. Poof, and then when he gets down, he stabs Zabuza in the right shoulder. Zabuza in the left shoulder. Whatever shoulder was holding Kakashi in the water prison. As he falls into the water and tries to swim. out of the water. As he does, Kakashi, him being weak, Zabuza being weak, and Kakashi easily overpowers him once they finally get into right before right before right before Haki shows up. Naruto gets ready to kill him. As Naruto's about to stab Zabuza in the head, Haku throws his little needles, but Naruto reflects them all. Not even one hit Zabuza. Naruto asked, "Who are you?" Haku responds, I don't know exactly what his thing is. I haven't watched that episode in like a month or two. I've way past that episode. So yeah, I don't know exactly what they call him. What is term? But he says he introduces himself and says, "I'm here for Zabuza." Naruto responds with, "Well, you're here to kill him, or you're here to take him back to your village." Kill. I can do the job for you. As he throws his sword back, and then he gets then Haku being worried for Zabuza throws two needles at his arms, making his arms go completely numb for a day or two. And Naruto realizes, he says she's working with Zabuza, and he tries to kill Zabuza with his foot. As she does, she's already gone with Zabuza. Once they finally get to the land of waves, once they finally get to the land of waves, after a day or two, they start working on chakra control. Naruto is the best by he's gotten used to using his little grappling hook. So what he does is he uses some of his chakra, runs up a tree, grappling hooks up the tree some, pulls himself up, continues riding up the tree. He gets up to the very top on his first try. Now Naruto takes the very top, not only using chakra control. So he did. So about half the way. He only used about half the way. He only got about halfway using chakra control. Half of the tree is only using chakra control. That's even though he didn't only use shock control, he did he did get up all the way up the tree. Now, so what so what Kakashi said is Kakashi took his little grappling hook thing and he tells him to work on it without the grappling hook. He works on it. Sakura gets the control the easiest, and it takes about as long as it did in the anime to do it. Except Naruto is used to being up all night and all that. He does wake up on time. But it doesn't work. But him working so hard yesterday, he's really sore and doesn't want to move. So because as soon he started working on his chakra control, as soon as not really sore. He does. No, I'm gonna change that. He does still sleep in. They still get attacked, and once they get attacked, Naruto does save the kid, and he goes to the bridge. Once he gets to the bridge, the fight's already started. He jumps into the ring of the things. He's trying to help Sasuke. He's reflecting all the needles. It's pretty hard for him to do it though. None of them are hitting him, but some of them are hitting Sasuke. Naruto drops his sword as he tries to pick it up. Sasuke takes a bunch of the needles for him. Haku isn't going as easy as he was in the anime, but he's also not going hard as he can. So he hits some of the vital organs on Sasuke. Not enough to kill him. Just he hits like he hits like maybe one of his. He hits. Yeah, he almost kills Sasuke. He hits him down to a place where he can't move. He's not gonna be. Yeah, he hits Sasuke pretty hard. Now he doesn't kill Sasuke. And does this. Naruto unlocks the one tome Sharingan on both his eyes. He unlocks it as he goes into the first mode of as he goes into QB enhanced mode. Everything slows down and he's really easy for him to beat. He beats Taki pretty easily after using the first form of lightning. He's basically really fast. He has the Sharingan, slowing everything else down. He has his Kurubi's chakra, speeds him up, and so does the lightning blade. He goes straight through. He almost cuts Haku in half. He pins Haku to the ground, taking off. As he does meet Haku. He does meet Haku. He has already met Haku, and he did meet Haku. So once he takes off the mask, he goes into a realization that he just killed someone he found out he thought it was a friend. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen. I'm trying to think of any animes or any anime characters I've seen killed someone they thought was a friend. Meliodas hasn't. Has Bond? No. Bond wasn't framed. Who has? I know someone has killed someone they thought was a friend on an accident. Besides, like only Naruto. I mean, the guy who's anti-chalk, the person that's Naruto with. If one of Naruto had anti-chalk, he killed his friend, but that's because he's Naruto. Well, he does get someone. I just don't know who yet. The person being, huh? He's a version of Kakashi and his body. He gets Kakashi. That's who he's gonna get. He's gonna get Kakashi. Now, since he's not reincarnation, it's spiritual energy. So once Kakashi gets to the place, okay, let me go a little bit more in depth with the thing. The persons who get put into the place don't know about the place or what they're going into until Naruto gets the memory of them. Naruto has everyone who's ever existed in his mind. Any fictional character, anyone. He has all of them in his head. And as soon as he does something that can make him remember him, spiritual energy, they somewhat spiritually connect. Now, as I said, Kakashi doesn't know about this yet. And when Kakashi gets put in there, yeah, that's why. I just thought about it, and Kakashi's the only person I can think of. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And if you guys don't want him to have spiritual energy of Kakashi, I will remove Kakashi. Just Kakashi's the only person I can think of. He doesn't instantly get knocked out, so he doesn't know Kakashi's there yet. Kakashi feels like Kakashi realizes that something happened, and it gets told in his mind. Hello, and welcome. Now you're seeing what happens to people who get connected to Naruto. Kakashi, as this happens, He hears something. Hello, welcome to the mind of Naruto Uzumaki. You are now spiritually connected to him. There's no way to break this curse. It's not really, and your job is to make sure he becomes the most powerful in the world. He has infinite more amounts of abilities that he can get through. It now basically just describes about everything, and it tells him how to get there. Kakashi, understanding what it means and understands that there's no way to break it, thinks, okay, I guess I'm here now. Because so they're not always stuck there. No, they can be either while meditating or when Naruto calls them, they usually are supposed to go over there. So once Naruto kills the guy, kills him, Zabuza realizes he's almost cut. He basically just cut right through Haku. He goes up to as he finishes. He goes up to he just he then he as he jumps as he goes through he realizes what he did and he instantly gets mad again and he goes and he almost cuts right and he does just another and he uses another one of his light. Then he uses lightning breathing stage one again and almost cuts right through Zabuza. Same thing happens. Zabuza asks to be buried next to Haku. Naruto feeling sympathy for him. He buries him next to Haku, but he doesn't leave the sword there. What he does is he makes a replica sword. What he does is he takes the sword. He takes the sword back. He takes the sword to a blacksmith in the Wind of Waves, and he asks to use the blacksmith, showing him the tattoo, and he makes a replica blade. It's exactly the same. Nothing different about it. Any magic part of the sword or anything like that. It's all in the blade. He puts the real blade back at the shot. He puts the real blade back at the grave, and they go. And he takes the replica sword. Naruto's when to have the sword as a weapon in his arsenal. And yeah, he made it a little bit. He made it just a little bit lighter. Now he can add more steel to it once he can actually carry it easily. He's just walking, and once they get back to the Hidden Leaf Village with Sasuke, carrying Sasuke. Sasuke being a little more injured. He doesn't wake up he doesn't wake up before he wakes up almost right just in time for the tuning exams. He does go to the tuning exams, but he's not that useful. He's just there so he can get to the second stage of the tuning exams. Naruto tells him to like not waste the chakra so he can get past the second stage. Says Naruto would do most of the stuff for him and all that. Sasuke didn't see him unlock the Sharingan. No one did. He knows he's a Sharingan though. Kakashi hasn't meditated yet, so hasn't gone into Naruto's mind yet. I forgot to mention in the area in the little mind space place there's this thing on a wall. It just shows all the abilities Naruto has. That includes his chakra, everything. Any dojutsu he has unlocked. Every single move he can do, it's there. So once Kakashi goes and meditates for the first time and sees the area, he knows he has a Sharingan. But he hasn't meditated yet since he's working on other stuff. Neither does Naruto. Naruto hasn't had time to go and meditate yet. Yeah, I slept, but going to the place while sleeping is like you don't actually sleep. No, you just look like you're sleeping. So he doesn't do that either. He knows this, so he doesn't do it. While in the tuning exams. Orochimaru does show up. Orochimaru shows up. Also, when he picks up Zabuza's sword, he feels something tick in him. It's like he's getting another one. It looks like he's already getting another person in his head. Because every time he gets someone, it ticks. His body ticks. He's wondering two in one day. That's really weird. 2 in 1 day. That's really weird. Then he realizes it's not a full tick, so he only get. He realizes he must not actually be getting a full person yet. He's only getting some of the person. Some of one person. When Orochimaru shows up, he's fighting Orochimaru. Orochimaru trying to get Sasuke. While he's fighting, Naruto is forced to open his Sharingan. Sasuke, realizing that he's opened his Sharingan, was really confused since he's last name's not Uchiha, it's Uzumaki. He's an Uzumaki, not Uchiha. He's just fighting. Everything goes like normal. He's just fighting. Instead of right before Sasuke gets bit, he jumps in front and gets bit instead. Orochimaru realizing he bit him instead. Also realizing that he has a Sharingan unlocked. He just goes he slithers away. Sakura and Sakura and Sasuke take him to a little place so he can take him to a place so that he can rest. He feels a full tick in his body when he got bit. He feels a full tick in his body. I mean, you got another person. He sees he sees three things actually awake. He sees the big fox awake and two more people. He sees Kakashi and he sees a guy pretty short that's not facing him. It looks like he's just like it looks like he's trying to figure out where he is. And he looks like he's like no, it looks like he's like well, he looks like he's waiting for something or wants to see someone. So he walks over to Kakashi and asks him, "Why are you here?" Kakashi responds with, I'm pretty sure when you killed Haku, you, you, you had a memory of one of my past, something of my past. Wait, so you killed someone you thought was a friend? Well, yes, you didn't kill someone you thought was a friend. You accidentally killed someone you thought was a friend. I did that too. She, we're really close, and it still haunts me that I killed her to this day. Do you know who he is? He hasn't introduced himself to anyone yet. He looks like he wanted to. He looks like he was talking to someone and really wanted. And really sad that he can't talk to him right now anymore. When he got here, it looked like he looked like he was hanging on to someone. And he fell backwards. Really funny. But yeah, you should go talk to him. I can teach you my stuff in the real world and stuff like that too. So these guys, they're not from where we come from. And I already know. I know. Also, I also know about your magic abilities and all that because I'm a part of you now. Naruto walks off and goes to the boy. Hello, who are you? The boy turns around. He looks a lot like a child. He says, "Oh, you must be Naruto." Yeah, I'm Naruto. Well, my name is Meliodas. Nice to meet you. Naruto, not knowing who Naruto. They talk for a little while. Meliodas finally reveals that Naruto. Meliodas finally reveals that he's a demon. He's actually the Demon King. And the reason why in the little tick you had earlier, that little small one you had, was actually you ticking at him. Your first tick, yeah, you tick. The first tick, because that sword, I used to use a sword a lot like that one. But that was before I changed my ways. It's a really big sword like that. I can still teach you how to use a big sword like that really well. But I use a really small sword now. Since we're not spiritually connected, I can teach you how to use my demon power. It's gonna take you a really, really long time to learn it. And it took me a long time it took me a really long time to learn it too. And you probably need to find, and you probably need, you probably want to have to unlock this crystal. So he takes off a crystal off his body. Takes the crystal off his body, and it shows him the Naruto. Here, take this, and once you can open it, you can be able to unlock my demon power. Naruto takes it, and Naruto realizes something. Right above each person, he says, travel to their world. Naruto doesn't want to click it because he thinks he understands what it means. He thinks travel to the world they come from. He walks up to Setsunu, which he has known the longest, besides Kakashi. He asks Setsunu about it. Setsunu knows the most about this place. Setsunu describes it as a way to get to one of our worlds. Now, before you come to our world, you should probably talk to us about it. Here, let me enchant your sword with the. Let me enchant your sword with the ability to do something about my world. Naruto takes the offer and the sword he has gets enchanted with the power to kill demons from his world, from the world of demon slayers. He tells him about everything, about how the demon power, how everything works and all that. Yeah, I may end the video here. Learning about Meliodas and all that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say it. Yeah, so I may end the video here. I hope I don't have to do this again. I literally recorded for about 45 minutes. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I think that's the whole video. One last thing would be he learns about all of this. Kakashi, right before we leave, right? Actually, I have a little while longer I can do. I have about 5 minutes, so I can get some more story done. He goes up to Kakashi, and when he's walking past Kakashi sees the bite mark on his neck and the thing, and he basically does what he does to Sasuke. Basically does what he does to Sasuke. He tries to seal the thing, so he does it in the room. So when he do it, he seals it. He does it pretty well. The seal, it's there now, but he's already had a seal on his body. Now he has 2 seals. Now he can still, but now Kakashi, because he's in his mind space, Kakashi is in his mind. When he wakes up, it's going to instantly activate. But as soon as it activates, all you have to do is activate. Have to find out how to activate that big fox over there, which is his name is Kuruma. Activate him, and then we can instantly. That's what you have to do is when you wake up, you have to activate. Oh, I forgot to mention. Let's do this. Actually, what he does is instead of when he wakes up in the room, all he sees one more person in the corner. He sees Orochimaru. The reason Orochimaru is there because he kind of like sealed. He put the bite mark on him, so Orochimaru is a part of him now. So Orochimaru try all that, yeah. So he still does all this, and all that. Finally, he wakes up, breaks the guy's arm. Actually, instead of breaking the guy's arm, he cuts it off with his sword. And then he wakes up in the normal state. They get the scrolls, and he goes to the second phase of the Chunin exams. Also, don't mind that I skipped the first phase of the writing test. Naruto actually didn't answer any of these questions. Naruto only answered Naruto did Naruto aced the test. I don't know what I should say. He was one of the people who completely aced the test. I don't know how I should describe it. I didn't. I may or may not have skipped that on accident. I think the streaming server I was watching it on didn't have that episode, so I don't know exactly what happened in it. They didn't have that part of the episode or whatever. I couldn't see that. I just didn't when I watched it. That didn't show up when I was watching it. So that part didn't show up while I was watching it. So don't blame me. I don't know exactly what happened. Only thing I know is that he was struggling to do the test. He doesn't struggle as hard because he has a Sharingan now. I mean, what he does is he looks down as he has the Sharingan and looks around, copying other people and all that. Does perfectly fine on the test. Yeah. But yeah, they get the scrolls. They go back to the second. They're in the second phase. Second phase starts. Everything happens like normally. Besides when they face Kiba, he's more instead of turning into his dog. I think it's named Shikamaru, or maybe someone else. But instead of turning into the dog, what he does is he actually the Sharingan goes up to the guy, and he uses what does he use? He uses oh yeah, so not to mention while he was in the little mind states thing before he woke up, Jin Sakai teaches him how to use all the ghost things, so he knows how to use all the bombs, like kunai. He can throw the kunai really good. He knows how to use the sticky bombs. He can use the powder. He can use the powder. So he can use all the ghost weapons, and pretty well at them too. Kakashi taught him what he knew about swords, and that's all really. He refused to talk to Orochimaru. Anyone else there? Meliodas taught him full counter. Could have teach him demon stuff though. Yeah. Kiba does what the guy Naruto actually gets the Sharingan and tells Kiba to use the strongest thing you have against me. I take out the assassination blade. He's using the assassination blade because he don't want to risk the chance of his man blade getting broken. Because you don't know if this will work or not. And it's Kiba's ability. It's against Kiba's ability. All he has to do is touch. Since Kiba and Shikamaru, I'm gonna call him Shikamaru. Kiba and Kiba's dog are both using chakra to either grow themselves or change it to a dog. Change form basically. He should be able to. What he does is once he just says full counter, he hits the thing. They go flying. They both get knocked out instantly. He puts his blade away and he walks out of the playing field. Now remember this: that ability doesn't use chakra. No one knows what it is. They can't. They don't. He didn't cheat. You are allowed to use anything in your power to win. People are wondering is it Dojutsu? Because no Uzumaki's, not so. There is Uzumaki's left. Now they don't really talk about this stuff too much. They don't really. People think the only Dojutsu is their little chain things, which it is. They have their chains, but they also have really increased chakra. People know that people don't know that they have really increased chakra. They just know they have their chains. So Naruto, they think either this new Uzumaki ability he's found out, or he just like found out about he's made his own chakra ability. Oh, I forgot to mention, Naruto does know the chains. He does know the chain thing. He knows it, but he can't use it yet. He hasn't unlocked it. He knows he has it. He knows how to use it. Once he does unlock it, he knows how to use it. He technically hasn't unlocked it yet. He figures out that he needs to. He does already. Once he does, he still watch Hinata get her ass kicked in. He gets really pissed off about it. Sasuke's battle. Let's wait. Yeah, Sasuke still. Does he win in the fights? Naruto and Sasuke. What happened? Sasuke. I don't know, but Sasuke wins his battle against the Sand Shinobu. Not the Sound Shinobu. He still wins his battle. Yeah. I just had a brain freeze. I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna say. I don't know. Sasuke still wins his battle and all that. When I don't know if he fights. I think he fights Gaara in the second half. But I'm gonna flip it. I'm not gonna flip it. When he sees Hinata get her ass kicked in, what he does is he feels something happen to his right eye. And he runs down to the bathroom, looks in the mirror. He sees his right eye turn a pitch white color. His left eye turned to pitch white color. No, I don't know which eye it is. It's his right eye. Whatever eye Baruto happened to hit, whatever happened to Baruto's eye, almost instead of you know how Baruto, his eye, whatever side eye that happened to, he happened on the same side. He unlocked the Byakugan in one eye, and he unlocked the Byakugan in one eye. Or actually, no. What happened is, yeah, he still has both his normal eyes. Then if he unlocks once he says Byakugan, his eyes turn pitch white color. It says Sharingan. When he uses the Sharingan, his eyes turn to a Sharingan. That's how his work. And see what he does is his eyes turn white color because every once in a while his eyes switch colors. His eyes switch between his pupils switch between a white and a blue. He's one white eye and one blue eye. When he unlocks the Byakugan, both his eyes turn white. When he's using a no, I'm just gonna stick to what I was saying originally. He has both his eyes. Once he feels he said damn Byakugan, and he activated the Byakugan. He runs out to the bathroom, figures out what to be back. He has it, then he turns it off and realizes the dies turn back. He's really weird. But then he activates the Sharingan, he still had the Sharingan. Confused, he goes he goes and back to the stage. Next fight happens, him versus it's him versus Neji Hyuga. I'm gonna end it here now. This is actually where I'm gonna end it. So I hope I don't have to do this again. If I do, I'm gonna kill myself. But yeah, see ya. Bye.